My grandpa, Dr. Cornelio Blancaflor, was a lieutenant in the U.S. Medical Army Reserve. He had a thriving practice in Iloilo City on the island of Panay in the Philippines. My beautiful grandmother, Louise Fillmore Blancaflor, an American. She met my grandpa while he was serving his internship in the United States. Later, they married and returned to the Philippines and had a family. My Aunt Dolly was 15 years old. My Uncle Millard was 8. My Uncle Roland was only 5. And my daddy Cornell, who was called Junior, was 12 years old when the war broke.
The Odyssey started during World War II. It started with a letter to my grandma that my mother wrote. It ended up with 4 books. She wrote it every day at the end, till the end of the war.
As kids in the war, did you have time to play, or what did you do to fill the day?
Well, the beginning of the war, we were like, I felt like I was on vacation because we didn't have no school, we had no homework.
You said you went on a lot of exploring. What kind of things did you see?
We saw a cave, and we saw monkeys on the trees, and we saw some flying lizards.
Daddy, tell me about all the pets you had.
Yes, my mother loved animals. Oh, we had so many pets. We had 3 cats, and we have 4 dogs. They were all a German Shepherd. One was a terrier, and we had 2 birds. One was a cockatoo, and one was a blackbird. Now on that section of the island, the bandits were rampant. So our uncle wanted us to go back to the farm. We start our trek to the farm. It took us 2 days to get to the farm.
With all your animals?
With all the animals.
How were the Philippine guerrilla forces formed?
Well, some of them didn't surrender. So then they decided to form a guerrillas. One day, a Filipino guerrilla went to my mother if she has an American flag. But at first he didn't want to give it away because it was an old Civil War flag with only 35 stars on it. And somehow they captured a Japanese truck. And then they put the flag on the truck and then drove it away.
Grandma was an American. Was there any problems with that?
Well, at first we thought there may be problems. It's because it's American. But married to Filipino, they considered her as a Filipino. So that's why my father decided he wants the family to go back. Because he heard that the Japanese are going to send a large force. If you're found in the mountainside, then you're considered the enemy, or you're supporting the guerrillas.
Tell me about how your life was in Iloilo City.
Well, in the beginning, it was like a school day all over again, because the schools were open. That's what the Japanese wanted. So we went to school, and then we did our homework again. So it was just like peaceful times.
How did the Japanese treat you?
They treated us well, and one time soldier even wanted to take us to a restaurant to see. So I asked my father if we could take the children to the restaurant. So Millard and I went with him. And there we were just the 2 children, and we were surrounded with Japanese soldiers in a round table. Oh, the Filipino guerrillas are getting stronger and stronger. They are attacking the towns and recapturing the towns. And the Japanese soldiers had to retreat to the city.
Were the Americans a threat?
Well, they had started their bombing, and they had concentrated their bombing on the town of Haro, where we were. And we were right there with the college of San Jose was right there. And they were bombing, and it was just terrifying. The first American air raid was when my brother and I were fishing for these freshwater crabs in the gutter that was in front of the house. And before you know it, they opened fire with their machine guns. We could see the flames coming out of the plane. So the Japanese decided to, the civilians said they want to go and leave the town of Haro. Returning back to the farm was a longer journey. But one day the guerrillas came and returned the flag to my mother, and she was very surprised. It was all torn, burnt, and blood-stained on it. And that was the end of our odyssey.
During the war, my grandma kept a diary, so I put it all together here in a book called World War II Family Odyssey. It tells more stories about my father and the family.
Our family odyssey started with
Okay, good.
our family diary started with